And now we go back to the discourse footing of the Nigerian debt burden as Professor of Economics, Benue State University, Makurdi, Professor Ayila Ngutsa. Good evening and welcome.
Sure, thank you very much.
All right, let's begin. Lots of Nigerians have raised alarm over the nation's high debt profile, particularly NECA, DMO. Now, what do you make of this, considering that the PMB Buhari is seeking Senate approval for a fresh loan of $800 million?
Well, it is really surprising because the debt profile of Nigeria has increased over the years. At present, it stands at about 72 trillion naira when you add the ways and means that was just approved by the Senate. And for him to be asking for additional $800 million loan is surprising. Even though they are saying that they are going to use the money to finance the palliatives after removal of subsidy. But subsidy is not going to be removed now because we're made to believe that they have allowed the new government to consider the subsidy removal. They will take a decision on that when they are sworn in. And I'm surprised that he's still insisting on collecting the 800 million loan. So it's really shocking because that will worsen the Nigerian debt situation. I know that it costs a lot of money, trillions of naira to service these debts, and then it will create more problems for the Nigerian economy. So I
All
would
right,
advise
currently Nigeria's
the
debt
Senate.
profile as of 2022 is 46.25 trillion. I mean, there are indications that it may
Yes.
rise to 77 trillion naira by June this year. What's the implication on Nigerians and businesses?
Yes, the implication is that it's not even by June. Already it's about 71, 72 trillion already
Trillion, yeah,
because the
exactly.
ways and means have been approved. It was in anticipation of the approval of the ways and means that they said it was going to hit 77 trillion. But already it has reached because Senate approved the 27.55 trillion ways and means loans that were given to the federal government by the central bank. So already the debt profile has reached 71, almost 72 trillion. So we are not anticipating by June. Already it is like that. So, and that will worsen the situation because it will create problems for the businesses. Because that will lead to increases in the inflation rates. Because when
But
debt increases, then you observe that people are willing to, the government is now competing with the private sector for the funds that are available within the economy. And when that happens, the price of the interest rate goes up. And when it goes up, it discourages businesses from borrowing money to invest in the economy.
interesting. Okay, but with this huge debt profile hanging around as the nation transfers to a new government, will it not affect the smooth
Yes.
takeoff of an incoming administration given this current economic doldrum?
No, actually, it will affect it. But the major thing is that if with the incoming government, they should make efforts to increase their revenue portfolio. Because
Right.
the major problem now we have is that the whole of revenue generated by the Nigerian government is just about 10 trillion. And that is a far cry from our budgetary. So Nigeria is practicing deficit financing. And when they are practicing deficit financing, of course, they have to finance the deficit through these borrowings. And that is where the problem is. So with the incoming government, they have to find ways of increasing their revenue. And when they increase their revenue, then they will reduce the amount of deficit that they are going to finance through borrowing. And that may ease the operation of the government. But initially, it will not be easy for the incoming government. It will not.
All right, thank you very much for being part of the news at this time.
Okay, thank you very much. You are welcome.
All right, and that's Professor Ayila Ngutsa, a professor of economics at the Benue State University, Makurdi. And now